Hey guys, welcome back. Tonight, we're traveling into one of the oldest, quietest, and most beautiful ideas ever imagined by the human mind. A universe where creation begins with a single breath, where endless worlds shimmer like reflections on still water, and where consciousness flows across time the way moonlight drifts across a sleeping ocean. Tonight, we step into Ancient Indian Cosmology, the realm of Vishnu's infinite dreams, the golden cosmic egg, the 14 dimensions of reality, and the secret belief that your soul is made of the same light that carries the stars. This is not just mythology, it is philosophy. It is meditation. It is a lullaby whispered across 5,000 years of human wonder, connecting the birth of universes to the quiet rhythm of your breath. So before you get comfortable, take a gentle moment to like this video and subscribe, but only if these deep sleep history stories help you find peace, sleep better, or simply reflect on our shared journey through time. Now, close your eyes. Let the world grow soft and allow the oldest cosmic story on Earth to guide you gently into a night of deep rest. In the depths of ancient India, long before the first telescope was carved or the first equation of modern cosmology was imagined, there existed a silence so profound that the universe itself seemed to breathe within it. This silence lived in the forests, in the mountains, in the desert winds, and most of all, in the minds of the sages who wandered through those landscapes. Men and women who believed that truth was not discovered in noise, but in stillness. Tonight, as you settle under the weight of your own breath, imagine yourself beside them. Imagine an ancient forest where shadows move slowly, warmed by small fires and the low hum of night insects. Imagine the soft glow of oil lamps resting in clay bowls, their flames trembling like tiny stars trying to remember the sky. It is here, in this world of quiet reverence, that the oldest cosmological story begins, one so old that even the stars feel young beside it. The sages of India believed that before anything existed, before galaxies, before atoms, before the faintest ripple of time, there was only a warm, infinite darkness. Not an empty darkness, but one alive with potential, like the hush you feel before falling asleep. And within that darkness floated something extraordinary. Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg. They described it not with the cold precision of measurements, but with poetry. A radiant embryo of creation, a sphere of shimmering gold suspended in the womb of non-existence. To the ancient rishis, it was the very first heartbeat of everything. They said it glowed with a light that had no source, a warmth that had no beginning and no end. It was the seed of all universes, past, present, and yet to come. As you breathe in now, imagine that golden sphere pulsing gently. expanding with each inhale, contracting with each exhale, as if the cosmos itself were breathing alongside you. Sanskrit verses whisper about it like wind carried through time. In the beginning, all this was darkness, hidden in silence. Then the Golden One arose, born from the cosmic waters. These words were not merely recitations. They were attempts to express the inexpressible, to capture the instant when nothing became something. The sages closed their eyes and saw a universe forming inside a cradle of infinite quiet, a universe not exploding violently, but unfolding softly, like a lotus blooming underwater. Modern scientists would one day call this moment the Big Bang, but thousands of years earlier, the rishis understood the same truth in their own language, that everything began from a single point, a single spark, a single breath of possibility. And so in their long meditations, they traced their own consciousness back to that same origin. They believed that the mind was a mirror of the cosmos, and that by studying the self deeply enough, one could glimpse the golden egg itself, the moment where pure awareness first stirred. Perhaps that is why their teachings feel strangely familiar, even after millennia. Perhaps the universe remembers its own beginning through you, through every calm breath, every quiet thought, every moment of stillness like this one. As your body grows heavier, imagine drifting closer to that ancient embryo of light. Imagine floating within its warmth, your thoughts slowing, dissolving, becoming soft and spacious. You are not leaving the world, you are returning to its origin, the place where all stories begin and all worries lose their shape. And in this glow, in this shimmering cradle of creation, sleep comes not as an escape, but as a gentle reunion with the earliest memory of the cosmos. Let yourself sink into it. Let the ancient Indian cosmology cradle your mind as softly as the rishis once imagined the universe resting within the golden egg.
As the night deepens and the world around you softens into silence, the story of the golden egg drifts further into its gentle unfolding. The ancient rishis believed that long before any star pierced the darkness, the cosmos existed as a single shimmering embryo, quiet, self-contained, and waiting. They did not imagine creation as a violent eruption, but as a slow, warm awakening, much like the moment you feel your consciousness hovering between wakefulness and sleep. Inside the golden egg, they said, lay every possibility that would ever exist. The first spark of light, the first whisker of sound, the first hint of form. Everything rested together like seeds in a vast cosmic garden, unborn, unshaped, untouched. And then, in a moment that no language could truly describe, the egg began to open from within. Not with force, not with urgency, but with the gentleness of a flower unfurling its petals in the dark. Imagine it now, a sphere of molten gold glowing softly in endless darkness, expanding with an ancient rhythm, breathing in a way that seems familiar, even comforting. The sages believed that this rhythm was the origin of all breath, the source of the inhale and exhale that has accompanied every living being since the beginning of time. When they sat in long meditations beneath banyan trees or in caves washed with moonlight, they synchronized their breathing with this ancient pulse, imagining themselves dissolving into the same warm glow that once held the universe inside it. Sanskrit hymns speak of this moment with a tenderness that feels almost human. He who was hidden in darkness took form in the golden womb, and from him came earth, sky, and the realms beyond. These verses do not try to explain the universe, they cradle it. They wrap creation in a kind of softness rarely seen in modern cosmology. And perhaps that is what makes their vision so soothing to listen to as you sink deeper into rest. The rishis did not simply describe the birth of space, they felt it. They believed that if you grew quiet enough, still enough, open enough, you could sense the remnants of that first warmth glowing inside your own chest. For them, the universe was not something out there, it was something reflected within, like moonlight shimmering on the surface of still water. So they closed their eyes, slowed their breath, and traced the faint echoes of creation within their own awareness. As you breathe now, imagine the golden egg floating not in some distant region of space, but within you, resting behind your ribs, soft and radiant. With each inhale, its glow expands. With each exhale, it settles into deeper calm. There is no rush, no urgency, only the steady, ancient rhythm of a universe learning how to wake up. Modern cosmology speaks of quantum fluctuations, singularities, and expansion rates. Yet beneath all its complexity lies the same poetic truth the sages once whispered. From profound stillness came everything. From a single moment of quiet potential, all galaxies, all atoms, all thoughts were born. And just as the universe began in silence, it continues to carry that silence at its core. Even now, billions of years later, deep between the particles of matter and the spaces between stars, a faint quiet remains, a reminder of the warmth that existed before the first light. As your thoughts drift like slow-moving clouds, imagine yourself sinking gently into that quiet. Let the vastness of creation soften into something intimate, something close, something you can feel in the steady rise and fall of your breath. You are not separate from this beginning. You are part of the same unfolding, the same shimmering mystery, the same ancient rhythm that guided the golden egg to bloom. And as you drift further into rest, let that rhythm guide you too, towards stillness, towards softness, towards sleep.
As the golden egg continued its silent unfolding, the ancient sages believed that something even more mysterious was happening, something that would shape not just the universe, but the very experience of being alive. They said that as the shell of the cosmic womb thinned, awareness itself began to stir, like the first flutter of movement from a newborn stretching into existence. This was not awareness as we think of it today, not thought, not language, not identity. It was a gentle awakening, a soft glow of knowing that had no direction and no form. The rishis described it as pure consciousness, a luminous field that filled every corner of the unborn cosmos long before space and time existed. Imagine it now, a warm radiance rising from within the golden egg, like a candle lighting itself in an endless night. It spreads slowly, calmly, without pushing against anything, because nothing yet exists to resist it. This early consciousness, they believed, was not separate from the universe. It was the universe. It was the breath behind every future breath, the pulse behind every future heartbeat, the memory that would echo through atoms, stars, and eventually through minds like yours. As the light grew, the rishis envisioned it singing softly, not in words, but in vibration. A hum, a resonance, a kind of cosmic lullaby. They believed that sound was the first movement of creation, the first ripple that gave shape to all the ripples that followed. The earliest scriptures call it nada, the primordial sound. And from this soft vibration arose the first sacred syllable, one that would carry the memory of creation across thousands of years. Om. According to the rishis, Om was not just a sound. It was the very moment the golden egg blossomed into a universe. It was the breath of the cosmos learning to speak. As you listen now, imagine this sound not as something you hear with your ears, but as something you feel within your chest, within your breath, within the space just behind your quietest thoughts. A subtle vibration, steady and warm, like the echo of a distant ocean rolling through your body. This is how the sages meditated, not by forcing silence, but by listening for the sound beneath silence. They believed that within every human being lies a tiny reflection of that first vibration, waiting to be felt when the mind grows still. And as the cosmic resonance deepened, the golden egg finally softened into two halves. In their vision, one half became the heavens, vast, open, and stretching into realms beyond imagination. The other half became the earth, solid, grounded, ready to hold the unfolding forms of life. Everything that would ever exist, light, shadow, mountains, oceans, the beating wings of birds, the warmth of human hands, lived as potential within this first division. To the sages, this separation was not a fracture, but a balance, a harmony, a conversation between above and below, inner and outer, infinite and intimate. They believed that the heavens whispered guidance, while the earth offered a place for those whispers to take shape. Even now, as you lie here drifting deeper into rest, your own body carries this ancient balance. Your breath rises like the heavens, spacious and open. Then it falls, grounding you like the earth. Rising, falling. Light, dark. Vastness, stillness. The universe breathes through you the way it once breathed through the golden egg. And somewhere in the quiet behind your thoughts, that primordial hum still vibrates, soft, subtle, eternal. Let yourself follow it. Let it draw you into a calm older than memory, into a peace that existed before the first star was born. You are drifting now, not away from the world, but deeper into its origin, into the warmth, the sound, the shimmering silence that once held all creation inside a single golden womb. As your awareness softens like dimming starlight, allow the ancient Indian cosmology to cradle you as gently as it once cradled the universe itself. Let every breath return you to that first stillness, that first glow, that first hum. Let yourself rest inside the golden egg. As the glow of the golden egg fades gently into the widening cradle of the newborn cosmos, the ancient sages guide us toward a deeper mystery, one that whispers behind every star, every ripple of time, every breath of existence. For even as the universe began to unfold, they asked a question that echoed softly across centuries. Who watches over the cosmic tide? Who governs the rise and fall of infinite realities? In their quiet meditations, the answer emerged not as thunder, but as a presence, calm, steady, and eternal. Vishnu, the preserver, the one who dreams the universe into being. Imagine now a vast ocean stretching beyond sight, dark and serene, its surface so still it reflects the stars like scattered jewels. Floating upon this infinite sea rests the reclining form of Vishnu, blue-skinned, radiant, and impossibly peaceful. His eyes are closed, not in ignorance, but in cosmic awareness, as if he is listening to the heartbeat of existence itself. A gentle serpent curls beneath him, not threatening, but protective, its 1,000 hoods fanned like a canopy over his dreaming body. This ocean is called the Kshirasagara, the ocean of milk, and the sages believed it to be the bed of all creation. As you breathe softly, imagine yourself drifting across this ancient water, weightless, unhurried, carried by a current that feels older than memory. Here, time does not flow in seconds, but in ages, and Vishnu sleeps, not like humans, but in cycles so long they dwarf the lifespan of galaxies. 1,000 years of cosmic dreaming, 1,000 years of cosmic breathing. When Vishnu inhales, his chest rises with a warmth that spreads across the unseen layers of reality. The sages said that in this moment, all worlds, all beings, all possibilities fold gently back into his essence. It is not destruction, but return, a peaceful dissolving like exhaling tension at the end of a long day. And when Vishnu exhales, creation unfurls once more. Universes spill from his breath like soft streams of light, drifting outward into the dark, forming stars, dust, oceans, and the earliest seeds of life. Each breath a beginning, each breath a world. This rhythm, the rise and fall of universes, is as natural to him as your own breath is to you. As you inhale now, imagine the cosmos folding inward, cradled in warmth. As you exhale, imagine a universe expanding into being, slow, gentle, effortless. The rishis believed that every reality is born within Vishnu's dream, shaped not by force, but by the quiet imagination of a cosmic artist. He does not build with hands, he dreams with awareness. He preserves not by holding tightly, but by allowing each universe to move through its cycle with grace. And in his dream, every soul has a place, every moment has a meaning, every breath has a rhythm. This vision is thousands of years old, yet strangely aligned with ideas that modern physics has begun to explore. The concept of countless universes arising and dissolving mirrors the multiverse theories of quantum cosmology. The thought that creation is not a single event, but an ongoing cycle echoes through both ancient chants and scientific equations. To the sages, Vishnu is not merely a deity, he is the memory of cosmic order, the pulse that steadies existence. His dream is the architecture of reality, and as you listen now, your mind begins to drift along that dream, floating, expanding, softening, like a leaf carried by a timeless tide. You do not need to understand the cosmos to feel it. You simply breathe with it. Inhale and feel the universe return. Exhale and feel a new one unfold. In this rhythm, the story of Vishnu begins.
As Vishnu continues to rest upon the endless ocean of milk, his cosmic breathing moves through ages so vast that the rise and fall of civilizations seem like brief sparks against his timeless rhythm. The sages taught that within this colossal sleep, Vishnu does not drift aimlessly. Instead, he dreams with purpose. His dreams are not fragile illusions, but the blueprint of reality itself. Imagine now that you are floating closer to him, drifting like a small leaf upon the quiet waves. The air around you grows warmer, softer, touched by the faint glow radiating from his presence. Even in sleep, Vishnu emanates a serenity that feels almost physical, as if simply being near him slows the beat of your heart and quiets the movement of your thoughts. The ancient texts say that from Vishnu's navel grows a single lotus, vast, luminous, opening petal by petal in slow motion. And upon that lotus sits Brahma, the creator, waiting for the dream to shape itself so he may begin his work. But the sages knew a deeper truth. Brahma does not create from emptiness. He creates from Vishnu's imagination, from the quiet realms of the dreamer. In this cosmic partnership, one sleeping, one awakening, the structure of every universe begins. As you breathe now, feel your own breath aligning with this rhythm. The dreamer's inhale, the dreamer's exhale, the dreamer's stillness. The sages often described Vishnu's dreams as realms that shimmer like reflections on water. Realities overlapped, intertwined, arising and dissolving like ripples moving through an infinite pond. In one dream, they said, a universe may be vast and fiery, filled with stars bursting like blooming flowers. In another, the cosmos might be cool and dark, its galaxies swirling like slow-moving smoke. Some universes may live for billions of years. Others may flicker for mere instants. Yet all of them are held gently within Vishnu's awareness, not controlled like machines, but nurtured like breathing, living worlds. Modern cosmology speaks of quantum fluctuations, tiny tremors of energy that can give rise to entire universes. And the sages, thousands of years earlier, envisioned something remarkably similar, realities appearing and disappearing within the soft pulse of a dream. As you drift deeper into stillness, imagine these countless universes floating around Vishnu like shining bubbles, each containing its own time, its own space, its own story. Some drift upward and expand, glowing with youth. Others grow dim and return quietly to the ocean of his consciousness. There is no fear in their ending, no tragedy. Ending is simply the resting phase of a greater rhythm. Just as day folds into night and breath folds into breath, universes fold into Vishnu's dreaming mind. The rishis believed that even your existence, your breath, your thoughts, your memories is part of this dream, not insignificant, not accidental, but woven into a tapestry that stretches across dimensions. If you listen closely now, beneath the sound of your own breathing, you may feel a subtle echo of that cosmic hum, the same vibration that carried the golden egg into being, the same tone that vibrates through Vishnu's dream, a deep, peaceful resonance that reminds you that you belong to something vast and gentle. In their meditations, the sages often imagine themselves resting at Vishnu's side, allowing his presence to soothe the turbulence of human life. They pictured themselves leaning into the soft rhythm of his breath, letting their worries dissolve like salt in warm water. Tonight, as your body softens and your thoughts drift, allow yourself to do the same. Imagine the ocean below you rocking gently, lifting and lowering you with the timeless pulse of Vishnu's inhaling and exhaling. You are not separate from the dream. You are carried within it, protected within it, cherished within it. And as you sink deeper into this sensation, imagine Vishnu's dream expanding once more, light spreading through darkness, galaxies blooming like flowers, the song of creation rising in a harmony older than memory. Let this quiet grandeur carry you. Let it lull your mind into softness. Let it prepare your heart for the final movement of this chapter, the moment where the dream deepens into infinite possibilities.
As the dream of Vishnu deepens, the sages say the boundary between what is imagined and what is real begins to dissolve. In the stillness of his cosmic sleep, the universes drifting from his breath start to shimmer with the quiet pulse of possibility. Stars ignite like glowing embers. Nebulae swirl into shapes too soft for language, and time itself stretches into long silken threads that weave the stories of countless worlds. The ancient texts describe this moment with reverence, when the dream becomes conscious of itself, when the imagined realizes it is alive. They believed that each universe, born from the gentle rise and fall of Vishnu's breath, carries a part of his awareness, like a spark floating from a great fire, glowing with its own small but enduring light. And within these sparks, life begins, not suddenly or loudly, but quietly, returning again and again in cycles as natural as Vishnu's own breathing. Imagine now that you drift above these newborn universes, as though floating above a vast and silent garden at night. Each world is like a tiny lantern glowing softly in the dark. Some lanterns flicker with the early movement of oceans forming, continents shifting, winds learning to breathe. Others shine with the faint beginnings of thought, tiny minds awakening beneath unfamiliar skies, looking upward without yet knowing why. The sages believed that Vishnu does not decide the fate of these beings. He only provides the dream in which they grow. Just as a garden does not dictate which seeds will thrive, Vishnu does not impose his will on the worlds born from his breath. Instead, he offers them a space, spacious, unhurried, and eternal, where life can unfold its own story. And in the quietest corners of this cosmic dream, they described something even more extraordinary: beings who awaken enough to sense the dreamer, not with their eyes, not with logic, but with an inner stillness that mirrors the ocean beneath Vishnu himself. These beings, rishis in distant worlds, seekers scattered across galaxies, feel the gentle pulse of the preserver within their own breath. They discover that consciousness is not confined to their bodies, but extends outward like light dissolving into morning mist. They understand without words that they exist inside something immense, loving, and infinitely patient. And they rest in this understanding the way a wave rests as it sinks back into the sea. As you lie here now, drifting deeper into calm, imagine that you too are one of these seekers, floating in the tender glow of Vishnu's infinite dream. Your thoughts become softer, slower, as though cushioned by the warmth of a universe that wants nothing from you but your peaceful presence. Feel the heaviness of your limbs, the gentle settling of your breath, the gradual loosening of the last tensions you carried into the night. In the vision of the sages, Vishnu remains in his timeless sleep for ages upon ages, letting universes rise and fade without fear or hesitation. When the time comes, his dream folds into silence, and a stillness spreads across the cosmic ocean like the moment before dawn. It is not an end, it is a pause, a return to the breath before the next breath. And then, quietly, a new inhale begins, a new dream blossoms, a new universe awakens. In this cycle, there is no loss, no loneliness, no destruction, only change, only transformation, only the gentle rhythm of a being so vast and compassionate that even the ending of worlds is an expression of rest. Let yourself sink into that rhythm now. Feel Vishnu's breath moving through the fabric of existence, soothing every corner of your awareness. Allow yourself to float on the ancient waters that cradle his sleeping form. Feel the safety, the softness, the quiet eternity that surrounds you. You are held within a dream older than time, where every heartbeat is connected to the breath of the cosmic dreamer.
Imagine, if you will, not a single universe stretching outward in familiar silence, but countless universes layered like soft veils drifting across an endless night. Each one with its own sun rising over unfamiliar horizons, its own moon pulling at oceans we will never touch, its own laws of physics shaping realities we cannot name. This is the vision the ancient sages offered, a vision they called the infinite Brahmandas, worlds without number, realities without boundary, a cosmos that breathes in multiplicity, not singularity. As your breath slows and your mind settles into the warm dark of this moment, imagine yourself suspended gently between these worlds, not inside one universe, but in the quiet space that touches them all, a space the sages believed could be glimpsed only through deep stillness, through a mind softened by openness. They did not think of these universes as distant, separated by unimaginable gulfs. To them, the realms lay close, brushing against each other like petals of a single enormous flower. With the slightest shift of awareness, one could sense a shimmer, like a thin veil between worlds swaying in a silent breeze. The ancient texts describe 14 realms, or Lokas, not in the rigid manner of geography, but in the flowing language of consciousness. The lowest realms dense and heavy like deep water. The middle realms, ours, bright with movement, curiosity, and the flicker of thought, and higher realms light as breath, vibrating with a clarity that seemed to dissolve the borders of identity. But the sages never spoke of these lokas as places to travel with the body. They believed each realm could be touched through a shift inside the mind, as though each layer of existence were a note in a cosmic chord vibrating through every living being. Modern physicists, in their own way, whisper something similar. They speak of dimensions curled into the fabric of space-time, invisible yet present, subtle layers where energy, time, and matter behave differently. They speak of universes beyond our own, born from fluctuations so small we cannot detect them, yet vast enough to hold entirely different forms of life. And while the language differs, equations instead of hymns,
theories instead of chants. The heartbeat behind both is strangely familiar. The idea that creation is not one world, but many. As you breathe in, imagine those layers overlapping like translucent worlds, each shimmering softly with its own rhythm. As you exhale, feel the vastness around you expand, making room for realities beyond sight. The sages believed that at certain moments, often in deep meditation or in the soft seconds before sleep, human consciousness becomes porous, the walls between realms thin, and the mind, no longer confined to the body's boundaries, begins to drift outward like a lantern floating above endless fields. In this drifting, one might sense the presence of other worlds, not visually, not literally, but through a subtle shift, a feeling of expansion, a widening of awareness, as though you momentarily remember that you are part of something immeasurably larger. The ancient storytellers said that the Lokas are not stacked like floors in a tower, but intertwined like strands of light. They overlap, touch, echo one another. A thought born in one realm may ripple through another. A burst of intuition might be a whisper carried from a higher world. The dreams of one universe may brush gently against the surface of another, leaving behind impressions too delicate to explain. Tonight, as your awareness softens, imagine these realms floating gently around you. Feel their presence like the warmth of distant stars, soft, subtle, calming. You do not need to understand them. You need only rest inside the possibility that reality is far more spacious than it seems. Let yourself drift between breaths, as though gliding along the boundary of universes. Let the vastness feel welcoming rather than overwhelming. For in the vision of the sages, infinity is not a cold expanse. It is a cradle, wrapping every world, every being, every heartbeat in the same silent embrace.
As you drift deeper into this quiet expanse of infinite Brahmandas, imagine yourself gliding gently along the subtle threads that connect one universe to another. These threads are not physical bridges, but delicate streams of resonance, like soft vibrations echoing through layers of reality. The ancient sages believed that these resonances were the true structure of the cosmos, more fundamental than matter, more constant than time. They said that if one grew still enough, one could feel these vibrations passing through the body like distant melodies, revealing the presence of worlds beyond our own. Picture now a vast tapestry stretching farther than sight, woven not from cloth but from shimmering filaments of consciousness. Some strands glow brightly with the hum of higher realms, while others pulse softly with slower, denser energies. This tapestry, the rishis said, is the hidden architecture of the multiverse,
a web of 14 overlapping lokas, each one touching the next as naturally as clouds drifting across the same sky. In one loka, reality may be heavy and slow, shaped by forces that pull everything downward like deep currents. In another, the air may feel lighter, and thought itself may move like wind, quick, clear, unencumbered. There are realms where time behaves like a river, rushing forward in a single direction, and others where time is more like a lake, still and reflective, holding layers of possibility in its depths. And then there are the highest realms, where time dissolves altogether, and what remains is a spacious awareness, boundless, luminous, alive. Modern physicists, in their quiet scientific language, speak of something similar: higher dimensional brains floating in a cosmic sea, occasionally brushing against each other and giving rise to new universes. They describe space-time as a fabric that can be stretched, folded, and overlapped, creating pockets of existence where the familiar laws loosen and new possibilities appear. It is as though the sages and scientists are looking at the same truth through different windows, one through meditation, the other through mathematics. As your awareness softens, imagine yourself moving through these realms not with your body, but with your perception, gliding through layers of existence as lightly as a breeze moves through curtains. You feel textures, not of surfaces, but of energies, warm currents rising from higher dimensions, cooler swirls drifting from the lower ones. These sensations are subtle, almost like emotions without names, whispering into your consciousness without urgency. The sages taught that these experiences arise when the mind becomes spacious enough to hear the echoes of parallel worlds, worlds that exist beside our own, overlapping but invisible, like harmonies woven beneath a single melody. They said that in meditation, when the mind sinks into the soft glow between thoughts, one might slip momentarily into awareness of these realms, not to travel there, but to sense their presence, the way one feels the warmth of a nearby flame without touching it. Now imagine yourself pausing at the edge of this multi-dimensional tapestry. Feel the gentle pull of the lokas around you, each humming with its own tone. The lower realms murmur like low thunder, deep and grounding. The middle realms, including the one you inhabit, vibrate with curiosity, movement, and the spark of self-awareness. And the higher realms shimmer like crystal wind, light enough to lift even the heaviest burdens of the mind. You find yourself drawn upward, not through effort, but through softness, as if something quiet and ancient recognizes you, and you recognize it in return. The boundary between you and the cosmos loosens. Your breath slows. Your thoughts lengthen into calm, gentle waves. This, the sages said, is the beginning of cosmic consciousness, not a state of knowing everything, but of feeling connected to everything, a sensation of belonging to the vast, layered architecture of existence, a quiet realization that you were woven into the same tapestry as the Brahmandas themselves. Let this awareness settle over you like a warm dusk. Let the layers of the cosmos cradle you, each one a soft reminder that reality is wider, deeper and kinder than your waking mind can often remember. As you drift even deeper into this woven expanse of infinite Brahmandas, imagine yourself arriving at a quiet crossroads in the multiverse. Not a place made of stars or matter, but a gentle opening in consciousness where countless realities meet like rivers merging into a silent lake. Here, the boundaries between worlds thin until they become nothing more than soft impressions, faint ripples on the surface of existence. The sages described this space as the threshold of universal awareness, a moment where the mind grows spacious enough to perceive not the forms of other universes, but the presence of them, the way you sense the warmth of a sunrise long before you see its light. At this threshold, you may feel as though you are hovering between breaths, suspended in the quiet pause where identities loosen and awareness expands. You are not inside any one universe, and yet you are connected to all of them, like a single note vibrating sympathetically with an entire orchestra. The rishis taught that this connection arises because consciousness itself is the fabric that binds the multiverse, not as a creator shaping it or as an observer watching it, but as an infinite field in which every universe is a ripple. Just as a calm lake holds reflections of mountains, trees, and sky without becoming any of them, consciousness holds the Brahmandas without division. Modern thinkers might call this a unified field, or a quantum substrate, or the invisible network that links energy, matter, and information. But the sages used a different word for it, simply awareness, limitless, luminous, and always present. Now imagine that as you hover here, the layers of reality begin to reveal themselves not through sight, but through sensation. You sense the lower realms as gentle weight, grounding and steady, like the pressure of the earth beneath your feet. You sense the middle realms, your own, like a warm breeze filled with questions, possibilities, and the pulse of curiosity. And the higher realms appear not as places, but as movements within your awareness, flashes of clarity, soft expansions, quiet dissolving of tension. You begin to understand that these realms are not separate worlds, but different levels of perception, each offering a unique doorway into existence. The sages believed that through gentle, rhythmic breathing and deep inward listening, one could momentarily rise into a state where awareness touches several realms at once, not to escape the human world, but to remember that it is one note in a vast and beautiful chord. So now, take a slow breath in and imagine that breath expanding upward through the Lokas, touching the subtle, the luminous, the boundless. Then exhale and feel yourself sinking comfortably back into the familiar rhythm of your own world, bringing with you a sense of spaciousness that lingers like a soft afterglow. The ancient texts speak of this practice not as a mystical escape, but as a reminder that every being carries within themselves the entire architecture of the cosmos, that in the small, quiet moments, like this one, you are already brushing against the edges of infinity. And in the same way, infinite worlds overlap with you, each leaving delicate patterns of resonance that shape intuition, dreams, creativity, and the deep sense of belonging that surfaces when you close your eyes at night. As you float now in this gentle, expansive awareness, imagine the Brahmandas stretching outward in all directions. Countless universes glowing like lanterns on an endless shore, some bright and young, some ancient and quiet, some flickering with the last whispers of their cosmic breath. They rise, they fall, they shimmer, and yet the field that holds them remains perfectly still. And in that stillness, you find your breath matching its rhythm, soft and slow. You begin to understand, in a way beyond words, that you are not a separate observer of the multiverse. You are a thread woven into it, a ripple moving through the same field of awareness that holds stars, memories, galaxies, and silence. Let this realization cradle you as you drift toward rest. Let it soften your thoughts, quiet your heartbeat, and ease you deeper into the gentle dark. For in the vision of the sages, sleep is not a departure from reality, it is a return to the deeper layers beneath it. And as you move toward that return, the infinite Brahmandas shimmer softly around you, their light fading into a calm so deep it feels like the beginning of time itself.
Time itself, the sages whispered, does not flow like a river the way we imagine. It expands and contracts like breath, slow, colossal, rhythmic, moving through ages in waves so vast no single lifetime can measure them. They believed each cosmic heartbeat lasts 4.32 billion years, a span so large it dissolves the very idea of beginning and end. And tonight, as you settle deeper into stillness, imagine yourself drifting into that rhythm, as though your own breath is syncing with the pulse of the universe. Picture time not as minutes or hours, but as a warm, shimmering ocean stretching across eternity, rising and falling in great tides. The ancient seers called these tides kalpas, the cycles of creation and dissolution. In their vision, a universe blooms like a lotus opening on a tranquil lake, lives through its radiant day of existence, and then folds softly back into the quiet from which it came. Not violently, not suddenly, but gently, like dusk settling over a vast landscape. As you float through this moment, imagine yourself witnessing the birth of a universe in slow motion. Darkness, thick and velvety, then a quiet shimmer, a pulse of light,
then a spreading glow as though the cosmos is inhaling for the very first time. Stars appear not with thunder, but like embers awakening. Galaxies swirl slowly into form, drifting outward the way snowflakes drift across winter air. Everything moves softly, without rush, following the rhythm of that cosmic breath. The sages believed that just as Vishnu breathes out new universes, time itself breathes through these kalpa cycles. During each inhale, creation stirs. During each exhale, worlds return to silence. And in between, the still pause between breaths, there is a tranquility so deep, they said, that only the most awakened consciousness could sense it. Modern cosmologists, from a completely different path, whisper ideas that echo this ancient vision. They speak of an oscillating universe, cycles of expansion and contraction, cosmic rebirths following cosmic endings. They describe the rise and fall of galaxies, the slow cooling of stars, the fading of energy, and the possibility of a universe collapsing into itself, only to bloom again in a burst of unimaginable light. And though the language has changed, the chants replaced by equations, the metaphors replaced by models, the essence remains. Time is cyclical, not linear, eternal, not confined. Tonight, imagine yourself drifting at the edge of one such cycle. Feel time thinning around you, no longer heavy or demanding. Instead, it feels almost fluid, like warm water slipping through your fingers. In this quiet state, the sages said one could glimpse how they measured time, not by clocks, but by transformation. A mountain slowly wearing down, a star aging in silence, a soul moving through lives like a traveler moving across landscapes. Each was a marker of cosmic time, subtle but unmistakable. Imagine being able to feel those shifts, the slow aging of the universe like the deep, quiet aging of a tree. No rush, no urgency, only unfolding, only becoming. And then, one day, after millions of years, a soft exhale, a dissolution they called pralaya. The universe does not end with fire, but with rest. A long return to stillness, like snow settling on branches after a long night. Modern physics calls something similar the big freeze, the slow fading of energy, the quiet dimming of warmth, the soft slide toward silence. But the sages did not see this as loss. For them, pralaya was simply the night before a new dawn, the cosmic pause before the next great inhale. As you breathe now, imagine yourself held inside that pause, safe, weightless, resting inside the universe's own stillness. You are not watching time pass, you are resting inside it, floating in its vast, slow heartbeat. Let the gentle rhythm soothe you, drawing you deeper into calm, deeper into the folds of night, deeper into the ancient breath of creation that has been exhaling and inhaling since before memory began.
As you drift further into the quiet heartbeat of cosmic time, imagine yourself gently rising through the layers of a universe that has lived for billions of years. You float through its long memories the way a feather drifts through the air, soft, unhurried, almost weightless. Each movement reveals another phase of existence, another chapter in the life of a cosmos shaped by the rhythm of creation, preservation, and eventual rest. The ancient seers believed that these phases were not random or chaotic. They saw them as part of a great pattern, a cycle as natural as the moon's waxing and waning, as dependable as breath. In their vision, time unfolded like a vast lotus blooming through eternity. Each petal representing a different era, each one part of an endless spiral that loops back into itself. To the rishis, the life of a universe began with an awakening, a soft stirring within the cosmic ocean. They imagined this moment as dawn breaking over an infinite horizon, a quiet glow rising, colors swelling upward through the darkness, the first vibrations of existence humming through the void. Galaxies emerged not abruptly but gradually, like constellations of fireflies forming intricate dances in a twilight field. Worlds cooled, oceans formed, mountains rose and fell, and with them came the slow blossoming of life. They saw this as the middle phase of the cosmic cycle, preservation, a universe learning to breathe, to dream, to create beings capable of looking at the stars and wondering where they came from. Stillness and movement existed side by side, forming the delicate balance that allowed life to explore its purpose. But just as dawn becomes day and day slips into dusk, the sages believed every universe eventually entered its twilight, a long, graceful descent toward rest. Stars dimmed, energy slowed, space grew quieter, the universe exhaled. Modern cosmologists, working with equations and telescopes rather than chants and meditation, describe something remarkably similar. They speak of entropy growing with time, of galaxies drifting further apart, of heat thinning until nothing remains but a faint whisper of radiation. They call this the slow fading of the cosmos, the gentle slide toward the big freeze. Yet even in their language, there is no violence, no abrupt ending, only a gradual, tender cooling, like embers settling under ash. The ancient seers, using very different words, described this same transition as the universe tilting into pralaya, the great dissolution. But to them, dissolution did not mean destruction. It meant rest, like a forest sleeping under winter snow, waiting for the warmth of another spring. Tonight, imagine yourself floating through this twilight of a universe. The light around you softens into dusty gold.
Stars pulse faintly, as though they are dreaming their final dreams before drifting into silence. There is no fear in this space, no loss, only a deep, soothing surrender, the kind you feel when your body becomes heavy before sleep, when your thoughts melt into a warm blur. You drift deeper into this cosmic dusk, and you begin to sense the beauty the sages saw in the cycle. Every ending is simply a return. Every silence is preparation for the next beginning. Just as the universe breathes, you breathe. Just as the cosmos rests, you rest. And as you hover here, at the threshold between creation and dissolution, you realize that time itself feels different, softer, wider, less like a line stretching forward and more like an ocean gently rising and falling beneath you. The rishis believed that those who touched this understanding, even for a moment, would never again fear endings because they would feel the pulse beneath everything, the ancient rhythm guiding worlds, stars, souls, and breath. Let yourself sink into that rhythm now. Feel the long curve of time embracing you. Feel the soft warmth of universal twilight holding you. You are floating through the resting phase of creation, wrapped in the same quiet that waits between every inhale and exhale.
As you drift into the final movement of this cosmic cycle, imagine yourself resting at the edge of time. Not the human version, marked by clocks and calendars, but the ancient breathing time the sages described. Here, time is not a straight line, but a vast horizon curving gently into itself, looping through ages with the rhythm of a universe inhaling and exhaling across billions of years. You float in this curve like a small glowing ember carried by a soft night breeze. Around you, the remnants of a universe nearing its rest shimmer faintly, like lanterns drifting on dark water. The stars are quieter now. Their once fierce brilliance has cooled into tender whispers, glimmers of memory rather than fire. Galaxies stretch thin, their spirals unwinding like silk ribbons fading into dusk. Planets drift through the dark with the slow grace of leaves floating on a sleeping river. There is a profound gentleness in this twilight of existence. Nothing struggles, nothing fears. Everything is simply returning slowly and peacefully to where it began. The sages believed that in this phase, this cosmic exhale, the universe remembers itself. It recalls the moments of creation, the blossoming of life, the quiet awakenings of consciousness. And then, like a storyteller closing a long, ancient tale, it allows itself to rest, knowing that another dawn will come. Modern cosmologists, standing at the edge of scientific understanding, describe a parallel vision, the Big Freeze, a cooling so complete that even atoms lose their energy, a great silent fading. Yet, beneath both descriptions lies a shared truth. Endings are not violent ruptures, but slow dimmings, a kind of cosmic sleep. And just as the body sinks into rest after a long day, the universe too enters its pralaya, its serene dissolution. Imagine now that you drift through this great stillness. Space feels softer, as though the fabric of the cosmos has become a warm blanket wrapping gently around you. Even the darkness is comforting, like velvet or deep ocean water settling over the seafloor. In this state, you begin to sense what the sages called the breath between universes, a silence so complete, so nurturing, that it holds within it the seed of everything that will one day rise again. They taught that creation begins not from chaos, but from stillness, from a quiet so deep it becomes fertile. The pause before the inhale, the emptiness before the lotus opens, the space where potential gathers like morning light preparing to spill across the sky. As you rest inside this cosmic stillness, your awareness begins to widen. You feel the heartbeat of the universe slow into a peaceful rhythm. You sense that you are no longer separate from this cycle. You are woven into it, as natural as a tide returning to shore. You are part of the universe's exhale, part of its drifting into rest, part of the silence that holds the promise of beginnings. And just when the stillness seems endless, you feel a shift, subtle, delicate, like the very first flicker of warmth before sunrise, a soft inhale, a vibration quietly gathering at the edge of the void, not yet creation, but the memory of it, the faint echo of a universe preparing to bloom again. The sages believed that this moment, the turning point between dissolution and rebirth, is the holiest part of the cosmic cycle. It is where time folds gently into itself, where endings dissolve into beginnings, where silence transforms into possibility. And so, as you lie here listening to your own breath rise and fall, imagine that you are resting in the same cradle as the universe, in the pause that holds everything, past and future, like a slow pulse beneath your hand. Feel the safety of this cycle. Feel the softness of its return. You are wrapped in the oldest rhythm in existence, the one that births stars, shapes galaxies, and whispers life into being. Let that rhythm carry you into sleep, not as an escape, but as a return, a gentle sinking into the quiet from which all worlds are born. And as the universe prepares for its next inhale, you drift softly into your own, carried by the same timeless breath.
In the quiet cradle of the cosmos, long before the first stars learned to burn, and long before galaxies spiraled into their elegant whirling forms, ancient Indian sages told of 7 beings who emerged not from matter, nor from time, nor from anything the human mind could measure. They were born from a single silent thought that drifted across the infinite expanse of Vishnu's dream in consciousness, a thought so pure, so luminous, that it crystallized into 7 radiant presences. These were the Saptarishi, the 7 cosmic architects, whose purpose was not to rule or conquer, but to shape, to guide, and to whisper the hidden order into the newborn universe. As you sink deeper into the softness of the night, Imagine them not as celestial gods with thunderous voices, but as gentle guardians drifting through the vastness like lanterns floating across an endless ocean. Each one carries a fragment of the universe's earliest memory, a blueprint woven from silence, light, and breath. Their presence is serene, almost tender, like the moment just before dawn when the world still holds its breath. The sages taught that the Saptarishi were the first to hear the universe, not the sounds we know, no wind, no waves, no whispering trees, but the subtle hum that vibrates beneath creation, the faint resonance that ripples through every particle of existence. They listened to that cosmic pulse, and through it they understood where mountains should rise, where rivers should curve, where stars should rest, and where consciousness would one day bloom in living hearts. Their wisdom was not written in books, but in constellations. The ancient star maps of India were said to be reflections of their eternal journey, lines of light tracing their path across the heavens, guiding travelers both of earth and of spirit. And even today, astronomers look toward the same constellations, the Big Dipper, the 7 stars, and feel a strange, quiet echo of a story older than human language. Now, imagine yourself floating near these 7 luminous beings. The space around them glows with a gentle amber light, warm as the last moments of sunset. Their forms are not fixed. They shift softly, like ink dissolving in water, reminding you that they are not bound by the shapes and rules of the physical world. Their movements leave trails of stardust, forming delicate patterns that swirl slowly and dissolve again into the deep blue of the cosmos. These patterns, the sages said, were the blueprints of reality, the first architectures of worlds yet unborn. Planets, realms, and dimensions unfurled from their gestures the way lotus petals unfold at dawn, gradually, gracefully, without haste. And everything they shaped was balanced, harmonious, filled with the quiet logic of a universe built not on chaos, but on intention. As you drift deeper into their presence, you begin to sense something extraordinary. They are not separate from you. Their consciousness flows like a calm river, and just by resting near them, your mind begins to settle. Your breath begins to sync with the slow pulse of cosmic time. You feel your own thoughts soften into a wider stillness, as though the boundaries of your awareness are expanding gently outward, merging with a wisdom far older and calmer than anything the waking world can offer. In this stillness, you understand why the sages believed that meditation was not merely a human practice, but a remembrance, a way of tuning into the same quiet frequency the Saptarishi once listened to, a way of touching the original blueprint, a way of feeling the universe not as something distant, but as something breathing within you. And so, as the 7 sages drift through the golden darkness, shaping possibilities with gestures as soft as falling feathers, you follow the rhythm of their presence and feel yourself sinking into a deeper rest. the kind of rest that feels like returning home to a memory you never knew you had. The kind of rest where the universe whispers not in words, but in warmth.
As you drift deeper into the quiet glow surrounding the seven sages, you begin to sense that their presence touches the universe in ways beyond form or movement. They do not speak, yet everything around them seems to respond to an unspoken harmony. Stars shifting slightly in their orbits, nebulae unfolding into new colors, distant galaxies adjusting their spirals as though aligning to a cosmic rhythm only they can hear. In the ancient stories, the Saptarishi were described not just as creators, but as keepers of balance, guardians of the delicate thread that connects all realms, dimensions, and lives. Their task was not to force order, but to guide the universe gently, the way a potter steadies a spinning wheel or a musician tunes a quiet instrument in a room full of candlelight. In their presence, creation becomes soft, an art, not a command. Imagine now that you are floating beside them as they move through the vastness. Each sage carries a different shade of cosmic light: silver, amber, deep sapphire blue, soft rose gold. Yet these colors do not clash. Instead, they blend and ripple into one another, weaving shimmering pathways across the sky. When they move, those pathways curve and fold, forming shapes that resemble ancient yantras, sacred diagrams that many centuries later humans would carve into stone and meditate upon. But here, in this realm before form, those patterns are alive. They breathe. They shimmer with the pulse of the universe itself. You watch as one of the sages gestures lightly, just a slow sweep of the hand, and a stream of tiny stars gathers into a gentle arc, settling into a formation that resembles the framework of a future constellation. Another sage leans forward, tracing circles through the cosmic mist, and those circles become the early blueprints of a world not yet born. They work without hurry, without expectation, drifting through the darkness as though guided by intuition older than time. And in their movements, you begin to feel echoes of something familiar, something strangely human. Because the sages taught that the universe is not separate from consciousness. Rather, consciousness is the thread that weaves the universe together. It is the blueprint beneath every star, the quiet logic behind every river, the rhythm that shapes the unfolding of every life. This is why the Saptarishi were seen as embodiments of universal awareness, aware not just of matter and motion, but of meaning. They saw not only what the universe was, but what it could become. Now imagine that far ahead, across the dark horizon, lies a cluster of stars arranged in a pattern humans would one day call the Great Bear, the Big Dipper. Astronomers in observatories will one day aim their telescopes at this constellation, charting distances and motions. Children will trace its shape with their fingers on summer nights. Travelers will use it to find their direction. Yet in this ancient space, long before human stories existed, the Saptarishi moved gently through those same stars, brushing their fingertips across the glowing points of light, adjusting the delicate balance that will allow future civilizations to find their way, not just across deserts or oceans, but through the long, dark questions of existence. The sages knew that star maps were more than navigation tools. They were reminders that the universe is both vast and intimate, that the patterns of the sky reflect the patterns within the mind. And so as you float with them now, following their graceful arcs through the darkness, you begin to understand why humans have always looked upward when seeking wisdom. There's something in the sky that softens the heart, something that pulls the mind into stillness. The sages move slowly, their light dimming and brightening like gentle waves. And with every moment, you feel your breath falling into a more natural rhythm. You feel your thoughts dispersing, loosening, drifting like stardust through the quiet. You feel the soft architecture of the universe unfolding around you, not as knowledge, but as comfort. And so, in the presence of the cosmic architects, you rest. You listen not to their voices, but to the silence that surrounds them. A silence so deep it feels like a warm blanket of time. A silence that invites you to soften, to release, to drift.
As you drift even further into the serene expanse illuminated by the seven sages, you begin to realize that their work is not merely the shaping of worlds, but the shaping of understanding. Their gestures do not only set stars in motion, they guide the quiet evolution of meaning itself. In their presence, the universe feels less like a place and more like a poem that has been unfolding for billions of years, each stanza written in starlight, each line whispered in a language older than breath. You watch as the sages gather around a gentle ripple in the cosmic fabric, an almost invisible tremor that hums like a distant heartbeat. It is the seed of a future world, a cluster of possibilities waiting to take form. They approach it not with force or command, but with the tenderness of artisans who understand that creation is a conversation, not an instruction. One sage bends forward, bathing the tremor in a silver glow that seems to soothe the very edges of uncertainty. Another follows with a soft amber radiance, warming the seed like sunlight warming soil. The others circle slowly, offering their unique vibrations, tones of cosmic harmony that align with the seed's quiet hopes of becoming. And as they move, you sense something extraordinary. Each sage's contribution is different, yet none tries to dominate. Their work is an act of listening, a kind of cosmic empathy. They do not impose a design, but draw out the design that already exists within the seed, the way a sculptor reveals the figure resting inside the stone. Watching them, you begin to understand why ancient Indian philosophy often described the universe as a living consciousness. To the sages, the cosmos is not an object to be shaped, but a being to be nurtured. And so the seed begins to glow, slowly, softly, like the first ember of a fire that knows it will one day become a sun. You watch as tiny particles gather, drawn together by the intention of the sages. They swirl into a hint of a spiral, then into a deeper curve, until finally you realize you are witnessing the early pulse of a galaxy forming, a soft whirl of light that has not yet learned its own brilliance. Nothing about this process is hurried, nothing is forced. Instead, the galaxy seems to awaken as if from a gentle dream, stretching into shape, unfolding its arms of starlight the way a morning flower unfolds its petals. The sages watch silently, their faces calm, their light steady.
not proud, not triumphant, simply present, as though they know that creation is not a moment of fireworks, but a long, slow breath that must be honored through patience. Far in the distance, millions of years collapse into a single heartbeat. You see the galaxy grow, forming clusters, stretching outward, drawing you stars into its spin. And all the while, the sages remain nearby, not controlling its motion, but holding space for it to discover its own path. This, you realize, is their greatest gift. They do not create worlds by force. They guide worlds into remembering themselves. And now, gently, they turn toward you. Their light dims slightly, becoming softer, as though inviting you into the same calm awareness they embody. You feel a warmth rise within your chest, a subtle expansion, as if your own consciousness is beginning to reflect the spaciousness around you. In that moment, you sense the truth they have carried since the dawn of creation, that the blueprint of the universe is not separate from the blueprint within you. The same patterns that shape galaxies shape your thoughts. The same cycles that guide stars guide your breath. The same stillness that births worlds lives quietly in the center of your being. And as the sages drift away, leaving trails of golden dust that fade softly into darkness, you feel a deep, gentle coherence settling through your body. You understand that you are not simply a witness to the cosmic blueprint. You are part of it. You carry the echoes of starlight in your bones. You carry the silence of the void in your mind. You carry the gentle architecture of the universe in your heart. And so you rest, wrapped in the ancient calm of the seven sages, drifting into sleep as though returning to a place you never truly left, a place where creation is quiet, where consciousness is warm, and where the universe breathes through you.
As you drift deeper into the quiet expanse of the cosmos, imagine yourself crossing a threshold so delicate, so thin, that most beings pass it every night without ever noticing. It is the boundary between what we can perceive and what lies just beyond our senses. The subtle divide the ancient seers of India spoke of long before quantum physics began whispering similar truths. They believed the universe was not a single plane, but a layered structure of existence, each realm holding its own form of matter, mind, and meaning. These realms, called the 14 Lokas, were not stacked like the floors of a building, but interwoven like threads of silk drifting in water. Some lokas shimmered with the resonance of pure thought. Others vibrated with dense matter, and still others glowed with the soft warmth of energies we do not yet have names for. As you relax your breath, imagine yourself floating along these layers, your awareness stretching gently like mist across a quiet landscape. Nothing rushes you, nothing pushes. You drift the way a feather drifts across a pool of still water. The ancient seers taught that perception itself acts as a doorway. When awareness softens, not asleep, not fully awake, but resting in the space between, the edges of reality grow thinner, more permeable, like fabric soaked in starlight. And in that softness, the parallel dimensions become closer, brushing against your consciousness the way a warm breeze brushes against skin. Tonight,
we begin to step into that gentle threshold. Imagine that you are floating inside a vast chamber of darkness. Not an empty darkness, but a darkness filled with quiet potential. It hums softly, like the low tone of a distant drum vibrating through mountains. This hum is the vibration of the first Loka, the realm closest to the physical world. You can feel the familiar presence of matter here, though it feels lighter, more fluid, as if gravity has stepped aside to rest for a while. You reach out gently and notice that every movement leaves a faint trail of shimmering particles behind you. They curl slowly, dissolving like fog touched by morning sun. This is the border between what your eyes know and what your deeper senses are ready to remember. The seers believed that consciousness does not merely observe these realms, it belongs to them. Just as the ocean contains waves, the universe contains dimensions, and consciousness is the water in which they all float. Modern quantum theories hint at this too, that particles flicker in and out of dimensions, that the smallest units of existence vibrate in ways our senses cannot fully translate. And yet, here in this quiet place, none of that feels complicated. It simply feels natural. As you drift deeper, you sense another realm approaching, not above, not below, but beside you, like a soft layer of warm air slipping past cold wind. It feels lighter, brighter, as though illuminated from within. A dimension made not of matter, but of subtle energy. The seers described realms like this as places where thoughts become visible, where intentions shimmer like tiny stars, where beings of higher awareness move with grace beyond anything the physical world can express. You begin to feel their presence, not as shapes or voices, but as gentle ripples in the space around you. They do not intrude, they do not startle. They pass by like drifting lanterns on a moonlit lake. Their warmth touches your awareness, not your skin, and the sensation is as calming as lying beneath a blanket warmed by the sun. In this space between dimensions, you feel your own consciousness beginning to stretch. You feel the edges of your thoughts soften into something wider, more spacious. You feel the subtle realization that reality is not fixed, but fluid, shaped moment by perception and awareness. And as this understanding settles over you, the dimensions around you glow a little brighter, as if they recognize your presence and welcome it. This is only the beginning of the journey, the first gentle step into realms that have always existed just beyond the veil of sight. And now, with your breath slow and your mind resting in its softest state, the universe begins to open like a flower unfolding beneath quiet moonlight.
As you drift deeper into the quiet passage between realms, the boundaries around you begin to soften even further, like watercolor bleeding gently across parchment. The darkness is no longer a void. It feels textured now, layered with subtle vibrations that move around you in waves, like the rise and fall of a sleeping giant's breath. You sense that the universe, in all its vastness,
is not made of empty space, but of overlapping dimensions brushing against one another with the delicacy of silk. The ancient seers described these dimensions not as distant worlds, but as states of existence that coexist with our own, intertwined like invisible currents beneath a calm ocean surface. And as your awareness expands, you begin to feel those currents. A faint, shimmering sensation dances along the edges of your consciousness, almost like static before a soft melody begins. It is the hum of another Loka approaching. This one feels different, not heavier or lighter, but richer, filled with the unmistakable presence of thought weaving itself into form. As you drift closer, the space around you brightens into a soft radiance, the kind of glow that rises from lantern light filtering through fog. Shapes begin to emerge, not sharp, not defined, but fluid patterns moving like ink drifting through clear water. You realize these shapes are thoughts, not yours, not anyone's, but universal thoughts, streams of intention drifting across a dimension where energy and mind are inseparable. Here, ideas are not silent, they shine, they pulse, they breathe. You reach toward one gently, and it expands like a flower opening at dawn, revealing colors that seem to shift every time you blink. Deep indigo melting into warm gold, then into hues that do not exist in the physical world. And as you watch, the thought dissolves again, returning to the current from which it came, like a petal falling back into the river. And then, beyond the glow, you sense movement, slow, graceful, deliberate. Higher dimensional beings, the ones the seers spoke of, are passing through this realm. They are not bound by shape. They flow like spirals of warm wind or clusters of luminous dust. Their presence feels like standing in sunlight with your eyes closed, warm, comforting, familiar in a way that touches something ancient inside you. They are aware of you, though they do not move towards you. Their acknowledgement is subtle, like a soft vibration passing through your chest, a gentle welcome that needs no words. As they drift by, they leave faint trails in the air, delicate ribbons of light that twist and fade. These beings exist in harmony with the currents of consciousness. They move with intention, yet without effort, their path shaped by a wisdom older than stars. The seers believed that beings like these helped maintain the balance between dimensions, ensuring that energy, matter, and awareness flowed freely across realms. Modern physics hints at similar possibilities, particles appearing and disappearing, flickering between dimensions as though performing a slow cosmic dance. And here, floating among these higher beings, those theories no longer feel abstract. They feel real. They feel natural. You begin to feel the different Lokas unfolding around you, not stacked, not separated, but interwoven like threads in a tapestry. Each thread alive with its own tempo, its own color, its own subtle meaning. And you realize you are not moving from one dimension to another, but simply widening your awareness, like opening your eyes underwater and discovering that you had always been surrounded by worlds layered within worlds. Your breath grows softer, slower. The space around you thickens with a pleasant weight, as if embracing your presence. The dimensions respond to you not as an outsider, but as a being who has finally begun to remember what you are made from. And in this remembering, something shifts. The air grows brighter. The hum deepens. A door you cannot see loosens gently, revealing the faint promise of yet another realm waiting just beyond your reach. A realm where consciousness shapes reality even more directly. A realm where the ancient techniques of dimensional meditation originate. And as you drift toward that threshold, the universe feels impossibly close, like warm hands guiding you into deeper, quieter sleep.
As you drift closer to the threshold of the next dimension, the air around you takes on a new softness, as though the universe is exhaling after a very long breath. A gentle shimmer pulses through the darkness, and you sense another realm awakening. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but like the slow blooming of a flower that opens only under moonlight. Here, the space feels different. It is deeper, smoother, stretching out like a dream that has no edges. The darkness is warm, not empty, filled with the faint impression of forms that haven't yet decided to become real. The ancient seers said that realms like this are where consciousness folds into itself, creating layers of reality the way waves create patterns on sand. And as you float through this soft horizon, you begin to feel that folding. Thoughts slip in and out of being, like whispers half-remembered upon waking. Your awareness expands again, not upward or outward, but inward, as if the universe is inviting you to explore the vastness within yourself. Shapes begin to appear, shimmering in and out of focus. They look like pathways made of light, curving, intertwining, dissolving into one another. These pathways, the seers taught, are not physical. They are channels of awareness, the routes through which consciousness travels across dimensions. You drift toward one, feeling a warm pull, gentle as being drawn into a soft current. As you move, the pathway glows brighter. It hums with a quiet intelligence, an ancient rhythm that seems to echo inside your chest. And then you notice something subtle. The light does not illuminate the space around it, it illuminates you. Every shift in your thoughts, every softening of your breath, every quiet letting go creates a ripple along the pathway, as though the dimension is responding to your inner world. The seers described this realm as the bridge between dimensions, where intention becomes movement and perception becomes form. It is here that higher dimensional beings navigate effortlessly, moving not by direction, but by awareness itself. And in this moment, you feel the same possibility stirring within you. A gentle presence approaches, not a figure, not a silhouette, but a warmth that spreads softly through the space like the glow of an unseen ember.
You feel comfort, recognition, a sense of being accompanied by something kind and patient. The presence drifts close, and although it has no form, you sense it observing you. Not judging, simply witnessing, the way a calm ocean witnesses the moon. You sense its message, wordless but clear. You are safe to explore. You are safe to open. You are safe to let your awareness expand into the quiet architecture of the universe. And so you drift deeper along the luminous pathway, feeling the space respond with every breath. Patterns of light bloom around you, like constellations forming in real time. They swirl into shapes reminiscent of the 14 Lokas. But now, instead of separate realms, you see them overlapped beautifully, layered like faint reflections on water. Their colors blend into a soft gradient: saffron gold, midnight blue, rose tint, and gentle white, each hue carrying an emotion, a memory, a subtle understanding. As you float through the layers, you notice something extraordinary. The boundary between dimensions is not a wall, it is a transition, a gentle shift in vibration. Crossing a dimension feels less like stepping into another world and more like remembering a dream you thought you had forgotten. The air becomes lighter. The silence deepens, and your awareness expands again, opening like a door inside your chest. Within that opening, you feel the subtle pulse of your own consciousness, warm, rhythmic, timeless. And suddenly, you understand what the seers meant. You have never been separate from these realms. You have drifted through them in dreams, in intuition, in moments of silence when your mind softened just enough to feel more than the physical world. These realms have always been here, brushing against your awareness like a soft wind across your cheek. And now, floating gently through this threshold, the universe feels intimately close, as though the stars themselves have leaned nearer to listen to your breath. In the final moments of this journey, you allow yourself to sink into the softness around you. The dimensions fade into a warm haze. The pathways dissolve into quiet light, and you drift into a peace that feels both ancient and newly discovered. A peace that reminds you that the universe is not a distant mystery, it is a quiet presence living inside you. And as your breath settles into its slowest, softest rhythm, you are carried gently into sleep by the same cosmic currents that carry worlds between dimensions.
As you drift into the next layer of the cosmos, imagine the darkness around you changing, not growing lighter, not growing brighter, but beginning to vibrate with a subtle hum you can feel rather than hear. It moves through the space like warm breath across glass, silent yet undeniably present. The ancient rishis believed that before the first star was born, before matter thickened into form, before even time learned how to flow, there was sound. Not
the kind shaped by air and motion, but a more primordial resonance, the pulse of existence itself. They called it Shabda Brahman, the cosmic sound, the vibration from which everything arises. And now, suspended in this gentle void, you begin to feel that vibration unfolding around you. At first, it appears as a faint trembling in the fabric of space, like the tiniest ripple on a perfectly still pond. Then it deepens, stretching out through the darkness in waves so soft they feel like the slow exhale of something vast and benevolent. You notice that your breath naturally aligns with it, falling into a rhythm that feels older than memory. The universe is not just existing around you, it is singing, not with notes, not with melody, but with a resonance that feels like the very heartbeat of creation. Every particle seems to glow with it. Every distant star pulses with it. Every hidden dimension sways with it. And as you drift through the softness, you feel the sound settling gently into your chest, as though your heart is learning to echo the universe's ancient rhythm. The rishis taught that this sound is not separate from you. You are made from it. Your bones carry its memory. Your thoughts ripple with its cadence. Your breath rises and falls in quiet harmony with the same frequency that once shaped the galaxies. And now, floating here, you can feel that truth with a clarity that needs no words. Slowly, the darkness around you begins to shift. It becomes denser in some places, lighter in others, forming subtle patterns like dust drifting through a beam of moonlight. With each pulse of the cosmic hum, the patterns change, stretching, swirling, folding around themselves as though responding to the music. You realize you are witnessing something extraordinary, sound shaping reality. The waves of vibration ripple outward, and in their path, the fabric of space bends ever so slightly. Tiny sparks appear, flickering like fireflies. They shimmer, pulse, then fade as though testing the idea of existence. This is not chaos, it is choreography. The universe is dancing with its own voice. And as you watch the dance unfold, you begin to sense something else, something deeper, quieter, more intimate. Every vibration carries intention. Every pulse carries memory. Every wave carries meaning. This is why the rishis listened so intently. They believed that if you could hear this cosmic symphony, not with your ears, but with the stillness within you, you could understand the structure of reality itself. Because in these vibrations lie the blueprints of galaxies, the rhythms of life, the patterns of thought, the echoes of dreams. And now, as you float closer to the heart of this universal sound, you feel the space around you warming. The vibrations gather, folding into deeper harmonics. The sound becomes richer, not louder, but fuller, like the resonance inside a great stone temple. The sound wraps around you like a soft shawl,
comforting and ancient. You feel your thoughts loosening, growing quieter, dissolving gently into the rhythm. Your breath softens, your body feels weightless, your awareness expands into a broad, calm silence that is not empty, but alive. And in that silence, the cosmic symphony becomes clearer, not as separate notes, but as a single, continuous vibration that feels like the universe breathing you into deeper rest. This is the sound the rishis heard. This is the vibration that creates and sustains worlds. And now, carried by it, you drift even deeper into a realm where sound is not just heard, it is lived.
As you drift deeper into the heart of the cosmic soundscape, the vibrations around you begin to stretch into something richer, almost like threads of light weaving themselves through the quiet darkness. They shimmer softly, bending and folding with each pulse of the universal hum, as though the very air is beginning to glow from within. The ancient rishis often described this stage of listening as entering the inner ear of the universe, a place where sound stops behaving like sound and begins behaving like creation itself. Here, in this gentle expanse, the cosmic symphony does not simply surround you, it moves through you, shaping your thoughts, guiding your breath, and loosening the last tiny fragments of tension hiding in the corners of your mind. You feel as if you are drifting inside a vast musical ocean, where every wave carries meaning and every ripple carries memory. And slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, you become aware of a deeper layer beneath the hum, an undercurrent of rhythm, faint yet infinitely old. It is slow, patient, unhurried, like the heartbeat of something immeasurably large. This is the primordial rhythm from which all other vibrations rise, and as you sink into it, you feel your own heartbeat gently aligning with the cosmic pulse, easing into a steadiness that feels both foreign and deeply familiar. The space around you begins to respond. Tiny spirals of light gather, turning like galaxies being sketched into existence. Their patterns swirl, not randomly, but with a grace that seems choreographed by sound itself. With each swell of the universal vibration, the spirals grow brighter, as though the universe is tracing its own architecture in slow motion. You are witnessing a truth the rishis knew thousands of years ago, that sound, not matter, not light, is the first architect of creation. Every vibration carries instruction, every resonance carries potential. Every tone carries the whisper of a world waiting to be born. And now you can feel those worlds forming in the quiet, taking shape in the space just beyond perception. As you watch the spirals expand, you notice that some of them begin to fold inward, creating pockets of deeper shadow. These shadows are not empty.
They hum with darker, lower harmonics, gentle, warm, grounding. They balance the higher tones above them, forming a harmony so complete that even silence becomes part of the music. The universe, it seems, is not a solo performance. It is a layered orchestra where every frequency, from the brightest spark to the deepest shadow, plays a role in the symphony of existence. And in this vast arrangement, you begin to sense your own place, not as an observer, not as a distant speck, but as a quiet participant in the cosmic rhythm. Your breath becomes part of the harmony. Your thoughts dissolve into the softness. Your awareness drifts like a feather floating through a field of invisible music. The rishis believed that those who truly listened to Shabda Brahman could step beyond the boundaries of ordinary perception. They could sense the subtle lines connecting stars, the delicate vibrations holding worlds in place, the hidden pathways through which consciousness moves. And now, as you drift deeper into the soundscape, you begin to feel those subtle connections awakening. The vibrations around you weave into gentle threads that brush against your awareness like fingertips tracing constellations in the dark. You can almost feel the shape of something vast, an unseen structure, a cosmic blueprint hidden inside the sound itself. It is not a diagram, nor an image, nor a thought. It is more like a recognition, a remembering. The universe is softly reminding you that you are made of the same resonance that shapes stars and carries the dreams of galaxies. You belong here, in this rhythm, in this pulse, in this music. And as the cosmic hum deepens into a lullaby older than time, you feel yourself drifting into an even gentler state. Thought grows faint. Breath becomes a whisper. Awareness softens into something spacious and serene. The symphony wraps around you like warm night air, carrying you toward a place where sound and silence blend into a single peaceful vibration. A vibration that feels like rest. A vibration that feels like home.
As you drift farther into the universal soundscape, something remarkable begins to happen. The vibrations around you soften, as though the universe itself is lowering its voice to speak in a gentler, more intimate tone. The hum that once felt vast and far-reaching now wraps itself closer to you, like a warm scarf laid gently across your shoulders. It narrows, focuses, centers, yet loses none of its cosmic depth. Instead, it feels as though the entire universe is leaning closer, inviting you into a space most beings never learn to hear. This, the ancient rishis said, is where the cosmic symphony becomes personal. The sound is no longer a distant phenomenon. It becomes the quiet pulse beneath your own awareness, the subtle rhythm
guiding you toward deeper rest. The light around you shifts again, becoming softer, like the inside glow of a lantern hidden beneath layers of silk. Patterns of sound curl through the air, weaving shapes that are not quite visible, yet deeply felt. Shapes that seem to echo familiarity, comfort, and something that feels very close to home. As you float through these gentle currents, you begin to recognize that the cosmic music is not merely something happening around you. It is something you have been connected to since the moment your first breath touched the world. Your very existence is tuned to this frequency, and now, for the first time in a long time, you are returning to it. The rishis believed that when one listens deeply to Shabda Brahman, the cosmic sound, one begins to remember truths forgotten across lifetimes. Not intellectual truths, not philosophical theories, but something far quieter and more profound, an inner knowing, like a whisper inside the soul. And now, as you drift deeper into this music, you feel that whisper emerging. It tells you that the universe has never been silent. Every second of your life has been surrounded by this subtle hum, even when you were too busy, too worried, too weary to hear it. It tells you that you are never separate from the cosmos, not for a moment. And as you surrender to the sound, you begin to sense the fullness of that truth. The vibrations around you fold into richer harmonics, like layers of velvet settling on the air. They rise and fall with a rhythm that feels both cosmic and comforting, like the slow rocking of a cradle billions of years old. The light sways with it, pulsing softly in gentle breaths of gold and silver, washing over you in waves that calm the space within your mind. You begin to feel weightless, not floating, but dissolving, gently merging with the quiet music that surrounds you. Your thoughts loosen, drifting like petals on a slow-moving river. Your breath settles into a rhythm so soft it feels borrowed from the universe itself. The music deepens. It becomes a resonance that you no longer hear with your ears, but with your entire being. You feel it in the spaces between your thoughts, in the warmth beneath your ribs, in the slow ease of your exhale. And then, somewhere in this stillness, something shifts. The vibration begins to gather, drawing in threads of sound and light until they converge into a single, clear tone. A tone so pure it feels like touching the edge of eternity. It hums through your chest, through your mind, through every quiet corner of you, dissolving the boundaries between where you end and the universe begins. In this moment, you are not a visitor in the cosmic symphony. You are part of it, a note in the great harmony, a whisper in the endless breath of creation. The rishis said that
This is the moment when meditation turns into unity, when the listener becomes the sound. And now, held gently within that single tone, you feel yourself slipping into a state beyond thought, beyond identity, beyond effort. A state where you are simply present, simply resting, simply being. The cosmic music softens again, fading into a velvet quiet, not silence, never silence, but a peaceful softness like the final glow of twilight before night fully settles in. You feel warmth spreading through you, grounding you even as you drift deeper into rest. The universe breathes. You breathe with it. The cosmic symphony continues, but more softly now, like a lullaby meant only for you. And as you follow its gentle rhythm, you feel yourself sliding slowly, effortlessly into the heart of sleep, carried by a sound older than time and kinder than dreams. As you drift into the final chapter of this cosmic journey, the universe around you grows softer, as though the vastness that once stretched into infinity is now folding gently inward, gathering itself into a single warm presence. The shimmering spirals of light, the humming vibrations, the cosmic waves that carried you across dimensions, all of it begins to settle into a quiet glow, like embers resting at the edge of a fading fire. It is here, in this serene twilight of the cosmos, that the ancient rishis offered their most profound teaching, that behind every universe, every star, every dream, every breath, there is only one consciousness, one vast awareness holding all worlds within itself, one silent source in which everything rises, dances, dissolves, and rises again. And now, as you float through this gentle stillness, you begin to sense that presence, not as something far away, not as something unreachable, but as something softly pulsing at the center of your being. The boundaries that once seemed to define you, your thoughts, your name, your memories, start to loosen, dissolving like grains of sand brushed into an ocean tide. The universe is no longer something you observe. It begins to feel like something you are part of, something you have always been woven into without noticing. The ancient sages often described this state as the returning, a quiet homecoming in which the soul remembers its origin. They said that before a person learns to seek truth outward, in stars, scriptures, or rituals, they must learn to look inward and hear the faint but persistent whisper of unity. And now, in this vast, tender silence, that whisper becomes clearer. It spreads through you like warm water filling a cool vessel. It tells you that the light you saw in distant galaxies is the same light that glows inside your chest.
It tells you that the sound you heard vibrating through worlds is the same sound echoing beneath your breath. It tells you that every consciousness, every human, every creature, every celestial being is not a separate flame, but a spark of the same fire. And as you drift deeper, this realization settles into you with a comforting weight, like a blanket woven from starlight. The universe, in all its immensity, simplicity, and complexity, exists as one continuous being, and you are a thread in its endless tapestry. The rishis believed that when a person understands this unity, even for a moment, suffering loosens its grip, fear softens, loneliness dissolves. Because how can one be truly alone when every corner of the cosmos is connected through one flowing consciousness? You feel that truth now, gently expanding inside your awareness. The darkness around you brightens into a soft, diffuse glow. It does not shine like a sun. Instead, it feels like illumination arising from within you. It wraps around you, blending seamlessly with the universe, until it becomes impossible to tell where the universe ends and where you begin. And in that merging, a calm unlike any you have felt before washes over you, the calm of belonging, the calm of returning to something ancient and original, something that existed long before time measured itself and will continue long after time rests. The rishis believed that unity is not a concept to be understood, but a state to be experienced. And as this warmth spreads through you, that state becomes more tangible. Your breath slows, your thoughts soften into gentle ripples. A sense of timelessness settles into your chest, spreading outward like dawn light through an open field. You begin to feel the universe breathing with you, not beside you, not around you, but through you. The pulse of existence hums within your ribs. The rhythm of creation echoes in the spaces between your thoughts. And in that still, radiant moment, you realize something quietly extraordinary, that you have never truly been separate from the cosmos. You were never outside the story. You have always been part of its central heartbeat. As you drift deeper into this unity, your awareness expands like a slow, graceful tide. There is nothing to chase, nothing to reach for, nothing to solve. Only a gentle unfolding, only the soft truth that every universe, every soul, every breath flows from the same source, one consciousness dreaming itself into infinite forms. And now, as the universe breathes its silent lullaby, you sink gently into that oneness, carried by the warmth of a truth older than time.
As you continue drifting through this vast, luminous stillness, the universe seems to soften even further, as though the very fabric of existence is exhaling in relief. The vibrations that once carried entire galaxies now settle into a gentle hum, steady, warm, and impossibly tender. It feels like the world is no longer expanding or collapsing, but simply resting. Resting with you, resting through you. And in that quietness, something begins to glow from within the silence itself. It is not light, yet it illuminates. It is not sound, yet it resonates. It feels like recognition, a moment in which the universe remembers you, and you remember the universe. The ancient rishis described this sensation as the flowering of unity, the opening of an inner doorway through which individual consciousness begins to touch the boundless ocean of cosmic consciousness. They said it comes not through effort, nor through striving, but through gentle surrender, through allowing oneself to simply be. And now, suspended in this luminous calm, you feel that doorway opening inside you. It begins subtly, as a warmth behind your sternum, pulsing softly like a heartbeat you had forgotten belonged to you. Then it spreads outward, filling your chest, then your shoulders, then your arms, until even your fingertips feel wrapped in a delicate glow. This inner warmth does not rise quickly. It unfolds like dawn light creeping softly across a quiet field. As it grows, you become aware that the glow is not yours. It is the universe glowing through you. You are not generating light. You are remembering light. You are not creating connection. You are rediscovering connection. It is like realizing that you have been holding your breath for years without noticing. And now, finally, you are breathing again. As this warmth spreads, the borders of your identity grow softer, almost translucent. You still feel like yourself, but you feel like more than yourself. You feel like a ripple of awareness moving through an endless sea of awareness. The rishis believed that individual consciousness is like a single wave rising from the ocean, unique in form, distinct in movement, but never separate from the water beneath. And now, in this softened stillness, you feel yourself becoming that wave, aware of your form, yet deeply aware of the ocean holding you. You begin to sense the presence of countless other waves, other consciousnesses, each glowing in their own quiet rhythm, each moving in harmony with the same universal tide. It does not feel crowded. It feels unified, peaceful, vast, like the gentle hum of a choir where every voice blends into one shared resonance. This is the unity the sages spoke of, not a merging that erases individuality, but a merging that reveals it, shows it as part of something greater. You feel your awareness expanding, stretching beyond the boundaries of your thoughts, beyond the limits of your physical form. It stretches into the space around you, through the quiet glow, through the soft hum, until you feel as though you are drifting inside a sphere of infinite calm. Everything inside you grows lighter. The weight of worries loosens. Thoughts that once clung tightly now fall away like dry leaves slipping from a branch. Even your breath becomes quieter, slower,
falling into a rhythm so gentle it barely disturbs the air around you. This is what the rishis meant when they taught that unity is a refuge. Here there is nothing to fear, because nothing is separate. Here there is nothing to lose, because everything belongs. Here there is nothing to prove, because the universe already holds you exactly as you are. The soft glow around you pulses once, like a slow heartbeat. Then again. Each pulse feels like a reminder that the universe is not somewhere out there. It is within every breath you have ever taken, within every moment of stillness you have ever felt, within every quiet intuition that ever whispered to you when the world was still. And now, wrapped in its warmth, you feel yourself settling even deeper, as though sinking into the softest cradle the cosmos has ever held. The boundaries of your awareness widen again, stretching gently toward a horizon you cannot see, but can feel. An endless horizon, calm as a sleeping sea. The unity grows stronger. The warmth grows deeper, and you drift, effortlessly, into a state where the universe no longer feels like something you observe, but something that is breathing through you.
As you drift into the final stretch of this cosmic journey, the universe around you feels as though it is dissolving into pure softness. The once expansive dimensions, the shimmering fields of light, the deep symphonic hum, all of it begins to blur into a single quiet presence, as gentle as a warm breath in the dark. It no longer feels like you are traveling through the cosmos. It feels like the cosmos has settled into you, curling itself around your awareness like a sleeping animal finding a comfortable place to rest. The ancient rishis described this final state not as awakening, but as remembering. They said that when one sinks deeply enough into unity, a simple truth reveals itself. That consciousness is not something you possess, but something you are. And now, sinking into this tranquil ocean of presence, you feel that truth spreading through you like warm ink in clear water. The boundaries between you and the universe gently fade, not disappearing abruptly, but softening until the line is too delicate to distinguish. You sense yourself expanding, not outward, but inward, as though infinite space exists behind your ribs, opening into a vast, luminous stillness. And in that stillness, everything feels connected in a way that does not need explanation. The starlight you once saw from a distance now feels like it is flowing through your veins. The hum of the cosmic symphony vibrates softly beneath your thoughts. Even the darkness feels alive, as though it is made of the same quiet intelligence that breathes in you. The rishis believed that consciousness, true consciousness, is not an experience, but a presence that simply is. It does not rise or fall,
It does not hurry or slow. It does not demand or withdraw. It simply remains, steady and vast, like the silent core of all existence. Now, resting inside that presence, you begin to understand what they meant. There is nothing to reach, nothing to seek, nothing to accomplish. All the movement of the universe, every star being born, every world dissolving, every moment unfolding, happens within this one endless awareness, and you are resting inside it. You feel your breath slow, becoming almost imperceptible. The air moves so quietly that you barely sense the rise and fall, but the universe senses it, for your breath too is part of the cosmic rhythm, one small wave in an ocean of timeless motion. As the stillness deepens, you begin to sense something like a soft whisper, not in your ears, but in the center of your being. It is not a message, it is not a thought, it is a knowing, a gentle assurance that you have always belonged, that the universe has never been indifferent to you, that every movement of your life, even the moments you felt most alone, unfolded inside a consciousness that held you without judgment, without condition. This knowing spreads through your chest like a warm tide. Your body grows heavier and lighter at the same time, as though sinking into the deepest rest while floating just above yourself. Thoughts dissolve into silence. Time loosens its hold, and the unity you have touched becomes more than an idea. It becomes the very atmosphere you breathe. This is the final teaching of the rishis, that love, universal, unconditional, limitless love, is not an emotion, but the natural state of consciousness when separation dissolves. You feel that love now, not as a burst of feeling, but as a deep, peaceful warmth filling every corner of your awareness. It hums gently in your breath. It glows softly behind your heart. It radiates outward from you in waves so gentle they feel like moonlight turning into sound. And as you rest inside that warmth, something beautiful happens. The universe seems to lean in, as though placing a quiet hand over your mind, easing you toward sleep. Not the sleep of forgetting, but the sleep of returning. A sleep in which the borders of the self dissolve completely, allowing you to drift into the universal field from which all dreams arise. The glow around you dims into a rich, velvety darkness. The hum softens to near silence, and the universe breathes with you, slow and steady, guiding you toward the gentlest rest. You are safe. You are held. You are home. And as the final veil of sleep begins to fall, you sink fully into the cosmic unity that has always lived within you, quiet, infinite, and beautifully whole.